Welcome. So this is the first episode of our podcast, Outstanding Individuals. We actually filmed one before this, and it was bad.
They don't need to know that.
But so we might, this is the first one, I think. Maybe this one will be bad too. It's Thursday morning. We're going to do every Thursday, once a week, until we're famous.
Yep.
And then maybe twice a week. And
here's the thing. As comedians, we've been being brought up to the podcast for months.
That's true.
That's our credit.
Shout out Thelonious. He's been going. This guy's the host of the great podcast, Outstanding Individuals. And I imagine many people were then looking that up after seeing me destroy the room. They're like, we got to check out that podcast.
Yeah.
That guy just destroyed the room.
You had a pretty good bomb the other day.
That's okay. All right. On the 9?
Yeah. Are we allowed to talk about
that?
No,
no. Yeah. Oh, I did have a bomb. All right, let's start. We'll talk about a bomb. You know, why don't we start with our first segment?
Okay.
Joke that didn't work this week. So every week we'll say a joke that we tried, we thought was going to be very funny, and it didn't work because we're both stand-up comics. Maybe we should have started with that.
Yeah.
But I did have a bomb the other day. They were not into me. They seemed to be kind of checked out.
You also followed Troy.
The great Troy Bond.
Who does a lot of crowd work. Hard to follow sometimes because he's very good.
But it was bad. And it was the check spot. I want that noted. Note that. Everyone was getting their checks. I went up, and for 7 minutes, they weren't into me. It was bad. It was really.
But I feel
fun.
like there's like an important part of it. You don't want to talk about it.
The black table?
Yeah, there was a table he sat. The job you're there at the comedy club. You have to seat the guest. That's like part of how we get stage time. And he put some black people next to other black people.
So I'm seating people at the club. I don't know how much I should. I feel like we just jumped into. So I see two black people walk in. We're like, oh, start the podcast? Race. Let's talk about race. So I see two black people, a couple, very nice, very nice people. I seat them, and then I seat a bunch of other people, and like you kind of have to like spread people out, and then like a couple, 20 minutes later, two more black people walk in. And now the only seat available is kind of like by them, which is like a weird situation. So then I'm like, oh, hey, sit over here. And they're kind of looking at me like, are you just seating the black people together? And I'm like, no, like this is, there's no more seats available. And then they talk during my set, the whole set. Are we cutting all this? I don't know. Is this? And I was like, is that the black table? And they're like, yeah. And we were like talking, and they were actually, and then I was like having a good kind of like dialogue with them.
But then
I was explaining. I was like, I want you guys to know I didn't mean to seat you. I didn't mean to just put you in a group.
But he explained this to everyone while he was on stage.
And everyone's like, what?
But then the one guy started heckling you a little bit because you were saying the black stuff.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was good. But the 11 o'clock was better. So, I'll do 3 shows on Monday, every Monday, 7, 9, and 11. So when I reference that, that's what I mean. And the 9 and the 11 are usually better than the 7. So but yeah, not last week. Last week was rough. And I think I tried a joke on the 7. This is the segment, jokes that didn't work.
Jokes that don't work. Cue the music.
My joke was when you walk in on someone using the bathroom, they kind of act like you're doing this horrible thing. But in reality, you're just like opening a door that's not locked. They act like you used a police battering ram. They look at you and they're like, what do you do? Like, you know what I mean? They turn to you like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm like, you didn't lock it. The audience had the same response as you. They weren't laughing.
Well, here,
then I would say, and then I had a joke, the other day I walked in a guy using the bathroom and also on the phone. So it felt like I was interrupting 2 things. And they were like, the audience is looking at me like.
But you had the bit was the guy was more mad about the phone.
He was more mad about the phone. He's like, I'm on the phone. He's like, what are you doing? I'm on the phone. was like, oh my god.
But the thing is, this is a New Yorker thing. They don't do this in California. Anytime you're going in a bathroom, you knock, and to see if someone's in there.
I don't do that.
I don't do that.
I
either.
don't do that on the bathrooms. Now there's a bunch of bathrooms where when you lock it, it says occupied.
They're doing good with that.
There's like a little thing, and then when it's unlocked, it says vacant. So it said vacant. So I opened it.
Right. And then you're saying they still look at you like...
They still look at you like, what the hell are you doing? I'm going in the bathroom that says vacant.
I feel like that's funny. There's just like, I think it just means more...
It's more true than funny.
Yeah, and then it's also like, that kind of just feels like the premise. The battering ram like helps a little bit.
It feels like a long premise. A long, unfunny premise.
Yo, that happens with stand-up where you like tell someone like off stage, like, hey, what do you think of this joke? And they're like, that's good, but there's no jokes in there. And you're like, oh, I just said the joke.
Yeah,
I thought
that was the joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5 punchlines. You're telling me it's none. But yeah, that didn't work.
Right.
It was, I was like, well, I thought after I told that, I just kind of looked at them and they're looking at me. And I was actually doing well before I said that. And then they were like looking at me like, what? And I was like, I thought that one was going to be really good. And they were like, all right, I feel like that eased it a little.
I had a bit where it's like the Catch a Predator. You remember that show?
This joke kind of works though.
Yeah, it kind of worked, but I have to I say, there should be one of those guys who gets caught on Catch a Predator. They just need to say they're dyslexic. And Chris Hansen's like, what are you doing? He's like, it's not what it looks like. Chris Hansen's like, you came here tonight knowing Sarah was 12 years old. He's like, no, I thought Ross was 21.
Yeah.
But so that's a new joke. It's kind of working, but I went to say it on stage and I fucked it up.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even get to that part. I just started laughing. I was like, this is a new joke. And the crowd thought it was funny because I forgot the joke. And then I'm downstairs and one of the people from the show come down. They're like, oh, I loved your premise. I want to hear the joke.
Yeah.
And so I told him and he's like, I liked how you did it better upstairs, which is
when you were like, I
didn't
do
it. Yeah.
He's like, it's better when you don't say it. It's way better when you don't say the words.
Right. Which is kind of funny. Also, though, there was one of the servers at Broadway have this hot friend who I'm in love with.
What server?
Her name is Melissa. Who cares? I love her. Shout out to her.
So her friend's hot.
Yeah, and they tried to set me up with her, but she wasn't interested.
That's rough.
Yeah, so rough.
How do you know that she wasn't interested?
Well, because I suspected because they didn't.
Oh, you have something on your eyebrow. Let me see. You got it? I'm gonna grab it. What the hell is that, bro?
I don't know. Cut that. Is that
okay.
a bug? Okay, I know she wasn't interested because generally in those situations, the friend were like, oh, well, so what did you think? And they never mentioned it. Like after they brought her to the club, I met her. She like kind of hung out all night. And then afterwards, I didn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, she wasn't into it.
Yeah.
And
was there a moment where you guys like how much were you talking?
I mean, because as the interns, we all like hang out there, making sure people don't walk out on their check. And she hung out with us for like probably half hour, and just we all kind of were hanging out.
Did you think it was going well?
Yeah, she's like sassy as hell.
Damn.
But hot. Oh, so hot.
And you had some good lines?
I felt like I was doing fine.
Okay.
But then I didn't.
You were in there. You were in the ring.
No, but then, dude, everyone was in love with her because there was like fucking a few comics were like, I should ask that girl out. And I was like, she was mine, but she never was. Oh, and get this. Did I tell you this? So now it's like a running joke that I'm in love with her.
Yes.
Even though
it's a running joke, but also it is true.
Yeah. But anyway, real quick though, how I found out she wasn't interested for sure was the girl who tried to set me up said it the other night. Was like, oh, because she was coming back to the club.
She said, by the way.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, I tried to set her up with Cody, like telling other people, but she wasn't interested. And I was like, you don't have to tell everyone
You don't have to tell everyone that.
Which fucking sucked. Anyway, I feel like this is a convoluted story. She was in the crowd during when I forgot the joke on a date.
Oh, she brought a date?
Yeah. And so.
How mean.
It's so mean.
Wow.
Oh, and get
was
this.
he hot? How hot was this guy?
Not that hot.
Okay.
But he has a motorcycle.
Shut up. Oh, that's +2.
+3. If you
motorcycle?
especially no helmet probably.
A 6 is a 9 with a motorcycle?
If he has no helmet.
Okay. That's a good point. Everyone out there.
If his hair is like feathery.
Oh man.
And he's brave.
Okay, I will agree on the motorcycle. driving, you see him go by.
Yeah.
You're like, that guy's a 9.
Leather jacket.
Leather jacket. Okay, that guy's a 9. He parks it.
No, it doesn't park it. He jumps off the back and it parks itself.
It parks up. Now he's a 10. All right, so now that's, if you want to if you want to get +4 real quick, just do that. No, but when he parks it and he's sitting on it, still a 9. When he gets off, I say he's now an 8.
That's a good point. Like his face literally morphs.
Yeah.
He
And
gets off.
then I think let's say he gets off and he meets the girl, and then they go on a date. It's a ticking clock. An hour, he's down to a 7. But he's got to recharge. It's kind of like a phone battery. Now another hour, you're out to get drinks. He's a 6, but like you go, oh, let's go back on the motorcycle. He recharges.
Oh yeah,
he recharges back,
and he like sits there, and he has to do like a sexy pose on the end.
Okay, that
and that's recharging him, and she's like, why does he love this motorcycle so much?
But she doesn't realize.
Yeah,
he's recharging.
This is a good bit or a good sketch.
A guy that recharges on a motorcycle. I like that. Maybe I'll do that.
It's a good idea.
Maybe I'll write that down.
And anyway, so
did you talk to her after?
No, she dipped. So I was downstairs, she was upstairs, and I was like, is she gonna come down and use the bathroom? Didn't use the bathroom, which I was like, that's pre-calculated. Because they all can I say this girl? It's been a saga. She came in a few weeks ago. This was after they tried to set me up, didn't work. She came in again.
She keeps coming back.
Yeah, because they're like our best friends with the servers.
Just dangling the cookie.
Yeah, and and there's a running gag that I'm in love with her, and I tell them, and they're like, oh, where's Melissa? And I like get all I'm like, Melissa, you know.
Yeah.
And she came on the 9 o'clock to watch the show, and I fucking crushed for like 7 minutes.
Nice.
But then they gave me like 12 minutes because I had to stretch.
So the last 5 minutes were not good.
No, they weren't bad, but it wasn't. I didn't fucking show her what's up.
You were like, please get me off stage right now.
Yeah, that's what. And then get this. Sorry, this is important. Our friends, the servers who are friends with her, they all went up into the Poconos. And so they posted a photo with the group, and she was in the group.
In a bikini.
No. I was hoping.
All right. I tried to beat you there.
So I took a screenshot of this, pasted my face next to her, and then I sent it back to my friend, the server. And then he showed her.
Oh,
so then when she walks in, she's like, I saw the photo. And then I had to go on stage, and it was a whole thing. Anyway.
That's a move where it could go so wrong. Posting yourself in a photo with the woman.
Yeah, I knew it was a joke,
yeah.
Obviously. And I was like, he's probably going to show her. Like, who cares at this point?
Yeah.
But I just did it anyway. So did any of that make sense? I feel like the story
sense to me. We'll
out.
See, maybe someone will text us after we release this, be like, that was completely incoherent. 10% of that podcast made sense.
They're like, but the motorcycle charging bit? That's
you guys
a
should do
screenplay
that.
idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, that is so rough. That she keeps coming back. The problem is also, so she keeps coming back each week to see shows. The shows are probably somewhat similar, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's been back like 4 times over the last few months.
I feel like if you go to a comedy club like 4 weeks in a row, you're gonna see some overlap in the acts.
Right.
Like you're gonna be like, oh, that guy I saw, yesterday. He kind of did like a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
so
for sure.
It's kind of crazy. She keeps going back to flaunt her stuff.
Just brings a fucking dude around.
And she brings a guy.
And she was laughing near my set, and I looked over, and he was laughing. So I've become their entertainment.
He had no idea.
Yeah, he had no idea. And they're
maybe
gonna go.
She's floating a cucking situation out there. You're up there. She's like, I'm not necessarily interested in you, but I would be interested in you in the corner of the room. That's
awesome.
A possibility.
I would, weirdly enough.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of this.
I would do it too. That's the sad part. If I could watch her.
If there's a woman who is not interested in you, but then she approaches you and she says, do you want to just be the cuck? It could be not, you might say yes.
How much do I like her?
Let's say like your celeb crush is like, would you sit in the corner and watch us have sex, me and my husband? You'd probably say yes.
Yeah.
Dude. So that's a yes. So it is a possibility
that I would. Yeah.
That you would be interested in that.
That would be.
So now how much down? Like the celeb crush is yes. Now where does it become a no?
With her specifically, if she asked me to watch her have sex with this dude,
you'd probably say no because you have love for her. You lust.
It
after
would hurt
her.
me. It would hurt me the whole time.
Yeah. But there is a chance maybe you get involved.
Yeah, I would try.
In any cucking situation, I think there's a 5% chance you get involved.
I would have to step over, and see what's up. This is a weird scenario. But also, imagine setting that up. Like, they're like, okay, start now. And they're like, go sit.
Yeah.
It would be so weird.
It would be very
But
weird.
that must happen, right? It does happen.
It's got to happen.
I've seen it.
I probably imagine you just get high, and then I don't know, like the line to get involved, but you gotta have some, entry lines where you're like, y'all need I don't know. Should I get involved? I don't know. Just like saying stuff and then seeing you're throwing out the line.
Yeah,
you're a fisherman. You're just throwing out the line and you're seeing if they bite.
You're like, that boob could use an extra hand.
I could grab that other boob if you need that.
What if you just sit on the side while they're banging?
Just grabbing her boob.
Oh, it's sad.
All
Let's
right.
cut all this.
Well, yeah, Melissa. Well, you know what? I said something.
I forgot we said her name, and now we're still talking.
All right, let's move.
He's definitely gonna show her this. He's like, "You here? They did 10 minutes on you being cucked."
Let's do our. Should we wait a little before doing the second segment? All right, we're 18 minutes in. We are cooking.
We're cooking.
What's it, cooking with Crisco?
Yeah. What is that?
I think it means you're doing something.
No, that's the oil you get sun.
Is Crisco? No, people put that on them, but I don't think. I don't think you should do
oil. That's hot. Okay, sorry. Let's do it.
All right, I have a good one.
What is this? You forgot to present.
Second segment. First segment was joke that didn't work, and who knows if that will be the order. Maybe we'll do that next time. Second segment. Life hack, health hack. You can pick. You just have to say something you've been doing or something in life that you do that is good and helps.
And that other people can hear and be like,
yes, I explained that horribly.
Changed my life.
But you know what I'm saying. Why don't you go first? Because I don't know yours. We try not to talk about it before.
This is more of an idea than a life hack. I hope someone listens. They're like, I could do that, make $1 million. Sometimes
should you even be saying this?
Yeah, because I'll never do it.
All right.
You ever have ideas where? Do you know what Shark Tank has made me realize? Is that even if you have a brilliant idea,
it's not gonna work.
Well, it might work, but the effort you actually still have to put in this. Because when you're younger, like if I just invented something, I could just make $1 million. But it's like all these people come with great inventions and they're like still can't sell shit.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I'm watching Shark Tank, I'm like sometimes like Cuban will be like, I want 80%, you keep 20, and you get like a royalty. That's the dream. I kind of get the company started and I just hand it off to the cubes and I go, every time you sell something, I get $1. I'm going to go sit on my couch. You fucking take this to the moon. And then people are like, oh, good thing he didn't do that. This is like, he ended up making, it's like a $400 million company. Right. But in my head, I'm like, yes, that's but easy. Also, you could have just been sitting on the couch that whole time.
Right, but I guess the people who are at that point where they're on Shark Tank, they probably enjoy that process.
Yeah.
But what was I talking about? Oh, my idea.
Shark Tank.
Your
idea is Shark Tank. It's already a thing. I get Cuban, Kevin O'Leary.
I had a joke. Speaking of jokes that bombed, where milking table porn.
Of course. Watched it this morning.
It's great. If you don't know, it's a massage table and there's a hole where the penis is. So I had a joke when I first started.
The penis goes under. A woman or man milks the penis.
Yeah, and it's usually a pretty big penis, so she can get a good grip on it.
Okay.
And I had a joke when I first started comedy. I was like, "Oh,
will anyone milk my penis?"
There was no
crazy,
joke.
It didn't work.
I brought the table too. I was like, "Is this?" So the joke was, I was watching Shark Tank, and do you know what I saw? And there was a milking table. And the guy's like, here's my idea for the milking table.
Yeah.
And Lori was like, I just don't understand. But then Mark Cuban and the other guy just standing up and were giving a standing ovation.
Stood up and gave a standing ovation.
That was pretty much a joke, so it didn't really work.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Excuse me. What are we talking about?
Life hack.
Life hack. Okay, here's the idea. Sometimes you have roommates here in New York City.
Correct.
Anywhere.
Okay.
And you want to watch porn.
Okay.
And you want to turn on the volume. Actually, no.
You want to hook it up to surround sound.
Yeah. You want to be blasted by it.
Yeah.
Actually, this is not. Okay, restart. Because I'm realizing this is not what I'm talking about. This is what happens. My roommate is home.
Okay.
I'm home. I have music playing lightly.
Okay.
So maybe she hears that. But then I want to watch porn.
Yeah.
So then I have to suddenly cut the music.
And
then that's suspicious because she's like, why did it get silent in there?
Yeah.
Why did the curtains shut? It got dark or whatever.
Okay.
My thing is I just need.
What's that moaning? What's that moaning sound?
No, there's no. That's the thing. I need the. I'm the moaning.
You're moaning.
Oh, okay. Why do you scream his own name? That's crazy. So all I need is I need the computer to play one window. The music continues, and then I watch the porn silently.
You can do that.
I've thought maybe as I was saying.
You can open 2 browsers, two tabs,
and then one silent.
Yeah, you mute the video on the porn.
But can you mute the whole tab?
Oh yeah.
I knew this was a good. See, it is a good idea. It's invented already.
Well, I'm blown away. You're a computer guy.
I'm not a computer guy.
You do it
I
on
have
the
a
iPhone?
computer.
You do it in the iPhone?
The
Yeah.
porn?
Yeah.
I mean, I could. I don't know. I guess I could have my music playing on my laptop and then put the porn on the phone.
This is an unbelievable life hack. You're like, I have a good life hack. 2 tabs. Google should have 2 tabs where you can like open up multiple browsers.
No, but do you know there's always this is part of the problem. There's always pop-ups and like see hot singles and you don't know where that sound's gonna come from.
That's okay.
So
I'm with you on that.
this is
Sometimes
part
there's a sound.
And you're like, what? And then that's what I don't want to. The music's going, listening to jazz or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, you need hot, sexy singles, or they're like, don't masturbate yet. You know, they
If
tell
that
you
happens, you got to then put on like a jazz remix, like dubstep,
and just like add.
because you're like, oh, that was just in the dubstep remix, the jazz.
I'll start blasting that around, so she's like, oh, this is. That's a good idea.
Weird. One time I was in college, I went to go put my headphones on, my Bluetooth headphones, and they hooked up to my roommate's phone, who was watching porn, like somewhere in the house.
midst.
So I put it on,
so
and I
funny.
just heard like some kind of like bang bus thing. I was like, so I'm like, oh my god, and I like look at my phone, and I'm like, wait, that's not me. And then I'm like, and I
That's
just like
so
put
funny.
my headphones back in, and I was like,
Did you confront him?
No, because I didn't know who it was.
Uh,
I should have. I said, who's listening to porn? Who's watching porn? Bang bus. Which one of you was Bang Bus? Okay, so that was yours. Yours is unbelievable. Yours is something that
the
exists.
worst life hack of all time.
You know what? You can only go next week. Yours
Listen,
is gonna be way
Kellan
better.
can't. He's like, you need a life hack before we start, and that's what I came up with.
I think that's a good one.
More of a thought.
Okay, mine is. I have 2. I actually no. So I have 1. It is a wingman move. I'm a great wingman. This is my wingman move. Me and you are at a party. There's a woman there who you're interested in.
Love that.
We're at the party.
Melissa.
We're all hanging.
Let's pretend it's Melissa.
Let's just say, what's Melissa's friend's name?
No, Melissa is the friend.
Oh, Melissa is the friend.
Melissa's the girl.
Oh, I was going to say, because I was like, I don't know any server named Melissa. So then we're at a party. Everyone's vibing. I come in the room, and this is my move, and I used to do this in college sometimes, as I would look at Cody, and I would go, oh, come on. Unfair. You have the best shirt on and the biggest penis? And then I'll go, come on, one or the other. And then I would just like go and do something. Now she's in her head. She's like, oh, that was a funny joke. But also now she's like, I bet he is. You know what I mean? It's there. I've planted the seed.
That's worse than my life hack. I'm not
That's an
gonna lie.
amazing move. There's no way it doesn't work. It's worked, I think, 10 out of 10 times.
Have you tried it?
I used to do it in college all the time.
It worked?
I don't know if it worked, but
It should work.
but I think, you know what? Sometimes, I think it could help a friend get out of the friend zone.
It could. It would.
Because let's say you and this girl are really good friends. I say that. Now she's like, oh, we're really good friends. Like, he's in the friend zone. But also, he might have a big penis.
Right. I think if
and,
anything,
and women want that.
Isn't that all they want? No, I think that could actually work if they're like, oh, that's kind of funny. Now we can, like, she could be like, I don't know if that.
It could
ever
be.
worked.
You know what it is? It gives her kind of a jumping off point where I kind of float something, and now if she brings it up,
Yeah, but she also.
I kind
could
of
see
gave her. I kind of gave her like the assist. Like, hey, do you want this? You know what I mean? Like, I just present this thing. I'm like, guys, check this out, Cody. And then she's like, she could either be like, yes, I will. I'll have a little piece. Like, it's like an appetizer. She's like, it's like a guy with a tray of
hors d'oeuvres.
hors d'oeuvres. He's
Yeah.
like, would you like one? And she's like, Before she was like not hungry, and now she's like maybe
You're right.
I do.
It
want
looks
an
a little
hors d'oeuvre.
delectable.
Yeah, that looks good, and then
Right.
she takes it, and so that's my life hack. It's unbelievable. You pitched something that already exists, and then I pitched something. You're like, that was horrible. My idea was good.
No, but your idea would never work. Is the thing.
It could work. I might try it.
It would have to be like I know there are girls who would actually that would work with,
Yeah.
but they.
I think they probably
wouldn't-
already have to be interested.
Yeah, and they would have to have a good sense of humor. But there's like so many girls that would be like, huh?
What?
One. Like that's they so many girls would not like that at all.
Yeah, I think they probably have to be interested. So it's I'm kind of facilitating something that might already have happened or
Right.
might already be happening. But sometimes two people are interested, it doesn't work out. So sometimes they need the little bit of
Yeah.
like, hey, why isn't this working out?
One time I went up to a girl in a bar, and I was trying to hit on her.
Would you have an opening line? Well, you finish the story and then I'll ask you that.
I don't. No, I was drunk probably. I don't have a line. Do you have a
You go-
line? You said you had a line with the shots.
Oh, I just go up to the group of girls. I used to do this. Now I'm happily in a relationship.
Shout out to our
Shout
producer.
out producer. She's not really a producer, Becca Marcus. Yeah, I would walk past a group of ladies, and then I would kind of do like a double take. I'd be like, "Did you say body shots?" And they go, "No, we didn't say body shots." And I go, "No, that's weird. Should we do body shots?"
No,
that reminds me. Should we do body shots? And then they go, and that's usually if they don't laugh, it doesn't work. And they go, "Oh my god, that's so funny," or whatever. And then I'm like, "Guys, they want to do body shots." And then I bring over the boys.
I don't think of it.
And now the boys come over.
They're all like,
And they're like, "Oh, you guys want to do body shots?" And they're like, "No," or and they go like, sometimes they'll be like, "You guys should do body shots."
who does body shots? Is that a thing?
Do you know what a body shot is?
It's in the belly button.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
I don't know. I've never seen it done in a bar.
Right, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
I've never seen it
I
done
think that
ever.
is the problem. Like, even if they're like, "Yeah, let's do body shots," it's like we can't do body
Yeah,
shots.
just like have a tequila.
We're at this bar. We're at an establishment. This bar will not allow that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went up to a woman.
Well,
That's a good move.
first of all, I'm gonna
That's a good move. Clip it. Go.
I'm gonna tell a success story, then I'm gonna tell a failure story.
Okay.
One time I was at an event.
Is this a success?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was drunk. There's one bar, long ass line.
Yeah.
I'm there by myself like a creep. This hot girl walks by, and she looks at the line and like clearly like, oh my, look at this line. So I was like, hey, you were with me, right? And she was like, huh? It's like, you were in line with me, right? And then she was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I ate her out.
Wow.
Not that day.
Not that.
But it was
day.
quick thinking. I was like, you're in line with me? And she was like, yeah.
You just ate her out.
That night, yeah.
Wait, you said not that day.
I mean, not yet.
Well, it was midnight.
Became night.
It was 12:01.
And it only took me a full day to get to it down there, but I
Wow.
did it.
But that was it. And then she was like, "All right, I'm gonna go."
No,
You ate her out?
we hooked up. I
Okay.
saw her a few other times.
Okay.
Dude, one time she made me. She was like, "I'm gonna come over."
Yeah.
And then it took like 3 hours for her to get there.
How far was her?
She was like out with her friends. She's like, "I'm gonna come over." I was like, "Yeah, I'll wait up." And then 3 hours, and after that, actually, do you know what happened? I was still kind of hooking up with her, and then I ended up had the chance to hook up with the hottest girl ever.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you want to come over?" So I ended up doing this to her, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be over." And then I saw this opportunity with this hot girl, so I ditched the other girl, and then
Ugh.
she was so pissed.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, did you tell her?
No, I didn't tell
You
her
didn't
what
tell
I was
her the
doing.
truth?
No, but
I was on my way, but then this like hotter girl was talking to me.
right. That's fucked up.
I had a
Isn't it?
cousin. Shout out Riley. I don't know if he'll want me to say this, but I'll say it. One time he was out and he got a text from a girl that was like, "Come over, like let's hook up," and he was like, "Deal." And it took him. I think she was like kind of far away, so it took him like 45 minutes to get there. He got there, and the door's like locked. He can't get in. He's like trying to like text her. She's not answering. He's like, "Oh, this sucks. She must have fallen asleep." She didn't fall asleep. She had texted multiple men, and a guy got there before Riley. So he's like sitting on the stoop, like calling an Uber, and then a guy like walks out,
Oh my god.
and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, like I was just hanging out with what's her name," and he's like such a chill guy. He's like, "I guess you beat me," and he was like, "Oh, all right," and then I think he just like Ubered home.
I hate that story.
Yeah.
I hate stories like that.
That's rough. But you know what?
I mean, I respect her for
from
doing
her
that.
point of view. She was horny as hell.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? I gotta, we gotta satiate my horniness.
Right.
Let's send out some text.
One time my friend did this where she
should have said JK to Riley.
Something.
This other guy says, yes, you got to go JK on the others. You send 4 texts, hey, let's hook up. One answer's like, okay, I'm on my way. You got to send
to
to
just
the other
leave
3
him?
go, guys, I was kidding.
Yeah, that's fucked
My little
up.
brother took my phone. Something like that.
That's crazy. One time my friend, though, invited all her Tinder guys to her house. They're just having like a house party. And invited like 7 guys.
Oh, my God.
And then
A
like
woman?
watch them compete. Yeah.
A lady?
She just thought it would be funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
And then they all had group sex.
No,
Isn't that funny?
no, this is funny. They
And then she broke someone's heart.
no, they all found out, so he beat the shit out of her. It was hilarious. No, that'd be crazy, right? That's probably happened. Anyway,
Domestic abuse? Yeah, yeah, that's happened.
That's then.
We're getting all the topics. Race,
We've had a lot.
domestic
Actually,
abuse, Shark Tank,
horrible life hacks.
horrible life hacks.
Uh,
What was their failure story? You
Oh,
told
no,
your success.
So I went up to a girl in the bar, and then she was like, she like told me to leave, and I was like, kind of like, I don't think I.
Immediately, right off the bat, you're like, "Hey,
I
what's
can't remember.
up?"
She's like, you need to go, and I like stayed for a second, and then she fucking pushed me.
In the face.
No, like pushed me away, and I don't flip out, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't fucking touch me. And she immediately was like, I am so sorry. I don't know what got over me. I should not have touched you. And then
You were like, "Should we kiss?"
yeah.
Did
No, then
No.
I left.
Then you left.
But how bad is that to be pushed? That's how bad.
You got pushed.
How much she didn't want me. She pushed me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
That
Oh,
hurt,
one
dude.
time I was out. This is speaking of women and men. I was out.
Classic.
And it was me and my 2 cousins, and my cousin was like, hey, I got a ride home. I have a friend, they're sober, they can give us a ride home. And I'm like, okay, cool, like we don't have to Uber. So we go and meet up with them, and then like the friend's very drunk, and we're like, oh, we're not going to do this. Like the friend is very drunk.
Driving.
Yeah, driving. The friend, not the DA.
Sober driver.
The
Whatever.
sober driver. What's the acronym for it?
Mad.
No. Whatever it is.
DUI?
No.
Oh. I don't know.
We're going to have to cut this.
Oh my God. What is that word?
What is the word? I can't. Whatever it is.
Oh my gosh. We can't move on until we
I
get
have to
this.
hold on. Let me look this up.
DD.
DD, designated driver. I was DA, the district attorney.
Right. I can't believe it didn't click.
So the district attorney's driving me home, and no, the DD. So we show up. The DD is drunk. We show up to like this bar, and the DD's like drinking, and we're like, oh, we can't. Like, we're not gonna go home with this person. So we like kind of like they hear me say that or something. I'm like, we're not gonna go home with this person. This person's drunk, and like one of their friends is like, we weren't gonna drive you home anyway. We don't want you in our car. And it was this woman, and I'm like, what do you like? You shouldn't get in the car either. Like, that guy's drunk. You guys are gonna get in like an accident and all die.
Right.
And then I like turned to my cousin. I'm like, isn't this crazy?
Was it Riley?
My cousin Luke. Shout out Luke. So I turned to Luke. I'm like, this is crazy. This chick's like yelling at me, like she does. And as I turn to him, she punches me in the throat
Oh.
for whatever reason. That set her off. And I stayed on my feet. I was like, isn't this? I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like. And then someone's holding her back like, oh, Jessica, don't do this. You're always doing this. And she's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I think she called me like white boy. She was also white. She's like, fuck you, white boy. And I'm like, you're white. You are also white. And then we like left. And
That's good.
punched me in the throat. I think my cousin Luke has the recording of me in the taxi being like talking about it.
Were you crying?
No, I was like, that was insane. She punched me. She was like,
Was she white trash?
I think so. Can white trash? I don't know if she is white trash. Would white trash call someone white boy?
Yeah, and they would hit real
She
real
just
quick.
swung, man. And I was like
fists or
I think she
open
went
hand?
like fucking
Oh, my God.
Equalizer. I always see Denzel Washington in Equalizer. Doesn't he do that? He's like, boom, boom.
I've never seen that, but yeah.
Or John Travolta in Be Cool. It's not a good movie.
Shut up. Is that good?
No, it's bad.
That movie sucks.
It was cool when I was 16. Do you ever sometimes think about the movies you watch when you're 16? You're like, this is the fucking best
Yeah.
movie.
Then
Like-
there's tits and shit.
You just like, yeah, there was just tits. You're like, dude, we gotta watch this.
Did you ever watch Starship Troopers?
No. Is there tits?
Oh yeah, like shower scenes. But when you're like fucking
When you're
7, you're like, oh my god.
They know. The producers know. They're like, this is a bad movie, but if we put tits in it,
The
16-year-olds will watch
and
it.
7-year-old.
Yeah. You were 7 watching?
I think. I don't know. One time we weren't allowed to watch our movies.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad went to Hawaii and left us with me and my siblings with my grandma.
Yeah.
And I was
She's
like
like,
7.
Y'all want to watch some fucking titty movies?
Yeah. And she literally was like, oh, fuck your parents. You're allowed to watch these. So she got us like Terminator, RoboCop.
Did
Judge
she
Dredd.
just like innocently not know?
Oh,
Or
no,
you guys
my-
are like, we're not actually allowed to do this. And she's like,
Oh, no, she knew.
She
Like,
was-
she was like, fuck, why? Because my other cousin who we were with, he was allowed to watch those. And she
Yeah.
was basically like, well, if he can watch them, why can't you guys?
that's true.
Which is kind of crazy.
Did you have nightmares?
No, I was sick as hell. I was like fucking Terminator.
I
was
think what happened is
amazing.
she just didn't want to watch some boring movie.
She
You guys
didn't
are
even
like,
watch it.
fucking, you guys want to watch Bambi? And she's like, no, we're watching Terminator? She didn't even watch it?
No.
She just wanted to be left alone.
Oh, but this is my other grandma. This is kind of related. She went to we went with her to the store and we wanted a video game.
Yeah.
And we were like, can we get Grand Theft Auto? And she had no idea what Grand Theft Auto was, so
Yeah,
she
sure.
bought it for us.
Doesn't she know that's a crime, though?
I don't. She didn't know.
Isn't that a
she's an
crime?
old grandma.
Grand Theft Auto is like over $3,000 or something. If you steal, there's like different.
Oh, you're saying Grand Theft Auto like
Is
in
a-
real life,
is a
not
crime.
the game. Yeah, you're saying she should have been.
She
like,
should have been like if there was a game called like Murder Homicide. She's not like, yeah, that sounds fun.
with the M rating where she
Yeah.
has to buy it.
Oh, this is cool.
Okay, yeah, maybe she was just faking that.
But
she
you guys
didn't know.
played it and it was sick.
Yeah, because we're like getting hookers, and my parents are like, "What? Where did you get this game?" We're like, "Grandma bought it for us." And you're like running over people.
Did you have a TV away from the parents?
Yeah, yeah. But then my dad loved it, and he would come play with us because it was
Oh,
like,
that's
"This is
sick.
amazing." That was the best game ever.
I never got that game. That was too violent for me.
Really?
My mom was like, no, you can't.
You know you can get hookers.
I knew. Yeah, I used to go over to my friend's house and watch his brother play it,
Yeah,
and I was like, this is the best.
it's so good.
He was just like, I'm gonna go fucking kill a bunch of people, and then the cops, you get like the stars,
Yeah,
and then they chase you. And I'm like, oh god, I wish this was
murder homicide. That was a good one.
Murder Homicide. What were we talking?
I have no idea. Probably me getting rejected by Melissa.
I don't even remember. All right, do we go to our? We do 3 segments. The life hack and the joke that didn't work are always going to be in it, and then we're going to do a random one,
Which is
which is things we hate about women. This week is things we hate about women. This is my thing I hate about women.
this feels wrong.
This is mine. This isn't. Sometimes a woman will come up with her boyfriend, and she's wearing.
Are you working during this?
It could be anything. It could be like, oh, we're all go to dinner, and then like a couple shows up, like friends, and the woman isn't wearing a bra. And I feel like the man is looking at me like, don't fucking look. And I'm like, but she's, you know what I mean? Or like a lot of cleavage. And I'm like, I feel like if I'm at dinner with I go on like a double date, I'm at dinner and the couple is there and the woman has a lot of cleavage. I'm like, I'm at dinner, I'm like, the boyfriend's giving me fucking dagger eyes.
Right.
Because he's like, don't look at my fucking girlfriend's boobs. And I'm like, I'm not trying to. It's just like sometimes like it's just fucking,
They're there.
they're just there.
That's true.
So that is, you know what? This probably is not going to, it sounds bad.
Wait, real quick though, before we get on this, are you the one who said you like when a woman's doing something with big breasts? Because you could just be like,
No, I had a joke. I had a joke for stand up. It doesn't really work, but I love when something interesting is happening near a beautiful woman. And I would say, babe, I'm not looking at that woman's double D's. That guy's juggling 4 bowling pins.
Oh, right. Because the other day I was on the subway, this beautiful girl was doing crochet, but she had giant cleavage.
So you were looking.
So I was like, pretending
anyone calls
I
you
was-
out. You go, no, I'm watching the crochet.
Yeah, I'm like, my grandma does this. It's you're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's like bouncing and jiggling and listening to music as she does it. No, I'm just trying to paint a hot picture. She was like a very nice girl, but it was like, I was looking at the crochet.
All right, well, that was my thing.
About what you hate about women. So you just hate when women
Maybe
have
I don't
bras.
even hate- No, I just hate
Don't
maybe
have
the boyfriend. So maybe mine was a bad example. I hate when the boyfriend's like, don't fucking look.
But don't you think the boyfriend at that point, it's like, like if you had a girlfriend who's wearing that stuff, not that there's anything wrong with that.
We love that.
But if you're gonna know that guys are gonna look, because guys are perverts.
Yeah. So maybe mine's the boyfriend, the angry boyfriend.
Yeah. The boyfriend just needs to accept
Yeah. What's worse than the angry boyfriend?
nothing. I can't think of a story or anything, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't think I know.
Angry.
I've definitely been like out with like a group of people and like the boyfriend's like, that guy fucking looked at my girl.
Right.
And he's like, we got to go beat him up. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, I'm not fighting that giant man.
Yeah, based
because
on
your girlfriend's wearing,
insecurity.
you know what I mean? Like he looked at your girlfriend.
Especially when you've been looking all night and you're like,
Yeah,
if we beat
I've been
him
looking
up-
all night, brother. I'm on that guy's side because I've also been looking.
Cut that
Cut
too.
that. Becca, don't watch that. Becca can start watching now, but anything before this, do not watch. Becca, my girlfriend.
Producer.
Producer/girlfriend. So now you got to go.
Things I hate about women?
Yeah. Did you come up with one?
I could just think off the top of my head. I hate when they don't fucking gag on your fucking
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, okay. I respect women. Let me think of something that's bothering me. You know what was bothering me?
I feel you've already said one when a woman turns you down and then brings her boyfriend by
Yeah, that
to the show.
that's pretty
5
bad.
weeks in a row.
I'll tell you what's annoying on the apps.
Okay, I like this. Let's
Is-
get into the apps.
I matched with one girl sent me a rose. Cute girl.
Which means what?
That means she like extra likes you. She's
Okay.
like showing you like, hey, I think you're very handsome.
They stole it from The Bachelor.
Yeah, I guess so. And the conversation was like funny, and we're talking about stupid shit, and
Yeah.
it like went really well. And then another girl liked me, super cute girl. And the conversation, she was giving me absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's like pulling teeth trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
And I watched videos on YouTube about like how to talk to hot girls online.
That always works.
Yeah.
YouTube's great.
But
for that.
it's like they're basically saying like, yeah, these girls are gonna be boring. It's called a shit test. And
they're
you,
seeing what you're doing.
yeah, and you
It's a-
gotta like you gotta like really work hard.
Mm.
And I'm like, what? This is fucking so annoying to have to sit here and like think of something to say when she's giving me nothing. Like one girl was like, she's like, I love going for walks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll just walk aimlessly or something. And I was like, oh, what neighborhood are we going to walk aimlessly in or something? And she's like, I love walking by the water. And that was it. And I'm like, what do I say after that? It's like fucking, the point being,
Yeah.
if you're a hot girl, just talk just fucking respond.
Yeah.
Am I
I bet
wrong?
she's got so many.
That's true.
Yeah, women on dating apps probably have it so much easier. They could just be like, they can just do that. They can do the test, and then whoever passes the test.
Right. That's true.
All right.
That wasn't funny. It was just me being upset that this hot girl was boring.
You know what? But didn't you go on a date recently with?
No, I met a girl. My buddy and I were out, and we met some girls.
Yes.
She was black. Can I say that?
You already did.
And
You already did it.
and she was so hot.
This is a funny story though.
Yeah. And so my buddy and I, we went to this rooftop thing, met these girls, 2 black girls. We're 2 white guys. And I got tickets for this other event. So I'm
Yeah.
like, let's go to this. We get there, and it happens to be all black people. So me and my buddy are making out with these 2 girls, only white guys in there. Making
Only
out
white
with
guys in the bar.
2 black girls.
Is it a rooftop bar?
No, this is like a different bar.
Okay.
But it was awesome. But then we're sitting in the booth, and the girls like start choking me
While you're making out.
while I'm making out in the middle of everyone, and I'm like, I'm literally the only white guy in here choking a black girl.
You can't do that.
Can't do it, and I did it a little bit, just like I just like did
Just
2
with the
fingers.
The 2 fingers. The 2-finger choke.
Yeah, but then it ended up she just wanted me to get her drugs. I don't know. That's why she made out with me, but I didn't have drugs. I never do drugs.
Do you still talk to her?
Well, that's the thing. Like that night we like hung out. She wanted me to come back to her place, and then I had to work in the morning. I was doing drugs. No, I wasn't. Cut that.
So far, we have 10 minutes of usable podcast audio and video.
And she so then she texted me a week later,
Yeah.
and I was with my friend. I was like, dude, she just texted me. And then the next text was like, hey, so could you get me drugs? And I was like, I'm not. She's like, I'm like, I'll give you the guy's number. You just got to go uptown.
And she's like,
And then she's like, well, or you can bring it to me, like trying to be cute. And I'm like, I'm not gonna even though she's hot, I should. But I'm not gonna go uptown get her. I'm not gonna be her drug mule just so we can make out a little bit. Or do I? Nah.
It could be worth it.
Also, she's 22. 10 years her senior I am.
10 years. So
That's hot.
it is hot.
Also, can I say another thing?
Why don't you? We've already said so much.
Right now, I'm 32. There seems to be a thing where I'm like, tell someone like, oh, I matched with this 24-year-old, and
people
everyone
are disgusted.
Everyone has like a face about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's an adult woman. She lives in New York City.
It's 2023.
It's 2023.
Women have power.
Women have power.
Girl boss.
Girl boss.
She's a girl boss.
Yeah.
You match with a 24-year-old girl boss and people are giving you a face?
So that's what I'm saying. Respect me. And if the younger women want me, because that's all that's.
Do you match with older women as well, though?
Can I say, this is the thing. I was talking to my brother about this. I match with young girls like me from 22 to 26.
Okay.
And then girls from like 34 to 39.
No over 40s?
No, but also on Hinge there isn't many of those. But what I...
Did you go no age range?
No, I'll go up.
You go
60.
All age.
Yeah,
all ages.
All ages.
18 up. Or do you do like 20 up?
18 up.
18 up.
But I mean, honestly, if it was 18, I would really question everything.
Yeah.
Even 21. And I'm not saying when I hung out with a 24-year-old the other day, she's very fun. But then if she felt very... at times I was like, oh, you're so young.
Yeah,
she's doing like TikTok references. I'm like, whatever you talking
She was
about?
nay-naying. She was nay-naying the entire time. I was like, this feels a little...
Yeah, she was just she put her camera up and like dancing. I'm just like standing in the corner.
So have you gone on a date? Who's the oldest woman you've gone on a date with? Not hooked up with.
Just gone on a date with? I don't think I've dated a girl my age in years and years and years.
Wow.
In years. Maybe ever.
Pig man.
No, but it's usually it might be like a year or two or
Yeah.
But never like a girl my age. I just feel like girls at 32 right now, this is what my theory is, they're like, oh, they're trying to get an established guy, make a family maybe.
Okay.
But then the 36-year-olds, they maybe tried that or they've given up on that. So that now they're like, let's date this comedian.
Let's date the
creative guy who's following his passion.
Yeah.
I don't need the financial thing or whatever.
They already got it.
They might have it themselves or they tried it, got divorced. I don't fucking know. These are all theories. That being said, I don't date, so what am I talking about?
Well, you're on the apps.
Yeah, loosely.
What's the best app?
Of the apps?
Yeah. What's the best app? Of the apps?
Oh, they say what's the best step?
Are we talking apps?
No, I don't fucking know. The apps, I'm trying to do a bit about this. I don't know if it's funny. You can tell me.
Let's see. Audience, the 3 listeners.
The apps have shown me exactly how hot I am. Because before I could
You tried this the other night.
Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of bombing. So I was like, did that. But I'm like, before I could like kind of be delusional and be like, oh, the reason I'm not getting with that girl because I'm afraid to talk to her.
Yeah.
But the apps have like showed me like, oh, no, you're actually this hot.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything funny there? I mean, obviously, any examples.
The apps are humbling.
Yeah. I feel like it's relatable.
I think there's something there. Apps are very humbling. I think there might be something there.
Well, we
I
just
feel like
gave
how many
it to
apps?
the world.
I know one of our 3 listeners is gonna pursue stand-up comedy and steal this. I think there is. There's probably I feel like I hear so many app jokes.
I know. I just feel like because I host a lot, it's an easy one to be like, you guys met on the apps. This is why I hate the apps. It's like an easy thing to talk about. And people, it's relatable. People are like, oh yeah, that's why I hate the apps. But I don't know.
All right, we are at 50 minutes.
Can't believe we made it this far.
This feels good, right? This feels like a good stopping point.
Oh, 50 minutes?
Right? Where do we usually go?
An hour.
Oh, all right. I'll tell another. I have another joke that didn't work. Speaking of jokes, I have this idea. It's not really. I didn't really try it, but I tried it at one mic and it didn't work. And it was sometimes when someone's calling me and I like look at my phone and I'm like, oh, I don't want to answer this, and I just like kind of put my phone down while it's still ringing. I think about them in the kitchen, like their kitchen, and they're They're just sitting there. And I'm like, so I'm like thinking about them, and I'm like, they're so fucking stupid. I'm never gonna pick up. And they're just like sitting there, like with each ring. They're like, oh, I must be busy. Maybe he's at like work or something. I don't know. Maybe he's going. And then it doesn't work, and they're like, oh shit. All right, I'll try later. But in my head, I'm like, they're just standing wherever they are. They're just standing there like an idiot.
Like their whole life is like.
Yeah.
At that moment, that's all they want.
I'm like, what an idiot. I'm never going to pick up this idiot. Like my grandma's calling me, and she still has the cord phone. It's a cordless phone is without the cord. It's just called cord phone.
Just a phone with a cord, maybe.
All right. Phone with a cord. So I know where she is. I know she's in the kitchen by that phone with the cord.
Her old TV.
And she's just playing. She's just sitting there. And my grandpa's like, he's not picking up? And she's like, no, he must be busy. But in my head, I'm like, I'm not busy, you idiot. I'm fucking ignoring you. Dumbass.
That's good. I don't know if it's a bit.
I guess my grandparents don't. They just got Wi-Fi, so they'll never.
Really?
Yeah, they'll never get us.
Shit.
They didn't have Wi-Fi for the longest
my
time.
grandpa is on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he comments the same comment on every photo. And he just writes,
nice boobs.
Nice boobs. Send bobs.
Send bobs.
He just writes, looks great. But I see it through, like, all through Facebook. He doesn't, I don't know.
Dude,
It's
good
so
for
funny.
him getting on Facebook.
Yeah, it is funny.
My grandparents aren't on Facebook.
Wait, did I tell you how my grandma, she's always like, send me clips of your stand-up.
Brutal.
And I like
I would just say no.
Well, I generally, like, don't. I talk about like dirty stuff I don't want to send. So finally, I got like a clean joke, and I sent it to her, and I was like, finally, after 4 years, here you are. And then she never responded, never brought it up.
She didn't bring it up at all.
Never.
Did you follow up and go, what'd you think?
No, fuck no. At that point, I'm like, I don't want to know.
Was it a good bit?
I can't remember. I have like 4 clean bits, so I don't remember. It's one that was on Instagram, so I could go through. I was like, oh, that sucks if your grandma's not even listening.
That does suck. I'll think about how like my grandparents are they don't know technology, and when I get old, I'm gonna be like 80 years old, like can't move, but I'm gonna be so hooked into VR. I'm just gonna escape into the VR reality.
Right.
Polar opposite of what they're doing.
But you've grown up on it. That's why it's different. And the thing though, it could advance so quick that you're like, my brain can't catch up to this.
Yeah, but they're so not like when we. Maybe like a few years ago, we were going to like some funeral or something, and my grandpa's like, all right, and he pulled out a map. And he's like, all right, this is how we get there. And he sat there with the fucking map, and he's like, we got to take I-96 to fucking this, and we make a left here. And he drew out the direct. I'm like, Grandpa, I can just punch it in on my phone.
Right.
He's like, well, what if the phone dies?
Right. They're always
I'm like, we have 9 other phones in the car.
Right.
And he's like, well, what if they die? And then he's got the little thing, and we just never used it. It didn't take him that long, but still. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's
like, if he has to go somewhere, does he just have to do that?
Do you remember MapQuest days?
I never was a MapQuest guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was before my... I feel like by the time I got a license...
Oh, they got GPS.
Yeah, I also wasn't doing... Maybe I would have done more MapQuest, but I wasn't doing a lot of... I was like, I'm just going to my friends. Like, I know how to get there.
Right. Because my brother and I would go up and down the coast doing surf contests. And he would drive, and I would do the MapQuest. And it was just it was so stressful.
Yeah.
You're like fucking looking for signs and shit.
Yeah.
But also, can I say back to your cell phone when someone calls you?
Yeah. Do you think that's funny?
Yeah, I think so. Especially with the grandma.
Yeah.
But anytime someone calls me in public, I think you
think they're watching?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna answer. I immediately are they watching me? Which has never happened ever in my history of my life. Where someone sees me, I'm gonna call him and see if he ignores me. But every time they call him, I look around on the subway.
Have you ever done it to someone and they ignored you?
No, maybe I should try it.
Next time you see someone,
just watch them go
I feel like I'd be more. I would not be insulted if they didn't pick up, but I'd be more insulted if they were they look, and then they're they kind of give a face like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm not picking that shit up, and then they kind of just go on with their day.
Or they flip off the phone or something.
You're like, fuck you.
Fucking.
How insane would that be if you called someone in public and you see them, they're like, oh, they're going to pick up, and they flip off the phone? I'd be like, dude, what?
But it's your good friend. If I did that to you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, huh?
Go, what?
I think that's a good place to end it.
55?
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Couldn't think
Any
of
parting
anything
thoughts?
I
feel like it's going to be 50 minutes, an hour.
Yeah. No one wants to listen longer.
All right. Any parting thoughts? Mine are anything I said today I cannot be responsible for.
True. I'm sorry about the hating women. I love women. I love black people.
My hating women was kind of just hating men, if we're being honest. So that's
Yeah, that was kind of a trick. You like the audience
very
gets
woke,
mad.
Very woke of me. I'm like, women can dress however they want, and I love them. The men who try to stop that is what I hate.
Right. You're a feminist.
Through and through. Always have been. Since day one. So those are my parting thoughts.
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, my Instagram. Kellan Breen, at Kellan Breen, Instagram.
Cody Lewis Comedy.
And, all right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. The 3 people listening. Or someone in the future, maybe 5 years from now, someone's coming back.
Yeah, they went
listening.
back. Let's see where these boys started.
We'll see this starting point for these
Let's try
boys.
and cancel them. You know who it's listening? It's people trying to cancel.
Yeah, someone's listening to this right now. I just got a big break. And they're like, we gotta tear them down.
Yeah.
So they
That's crazy.
They came to this episode and they have a Google Doc of me. They have a whole Google Doc of me things I said on this episode.
But maybe because we're talking about it, they're like, these guys are just normal guys. I want to help them.
Wait, these guys are chill as hell.
If you're listening, future person who probably has purple hair, mad at society.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.